Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So, hi, Jody. Nice to meet you. I'm excited to be talking to you and learning more about you today. So, please introduce yourself and let me know what it is that you do.
Yes, my name is Jodi-Kay Edwards. I am a brand manager for CEOs as well as funded SMEs, small to medium-sized enterprises. And our goal at Behind the Scenes Agency, I'm also co-founder of Behind the Scenes Agency, is to help our clients get seen and get paid using brand marketing.
Okay. Okay. Tell me more about what inspired you to start Behind the Scenes Agency and Creative Suite.
Yep. So I met my business partner, also co-founder of Behind the Scenes Agency, Asia Jackson, through a mutual friend. And she was already doing the media side, the photography, videography. And when I came along, my clients were already understanding the marketing side, the storytelling, the copywriting, the landing page, the website, all of that. And so I used to dabble in photography when I was an influencer, and I did some videography for myself for my YouTube channel and just a little bit for clients, but nothing on a larger scale where I was, traveling or kind of known for being a brand photographer. So when we met, we just kind of were like, hey, this is what I do, this is what you do. And we started traveling and we did a lot of celebrity type of events, or we were on stage with people like CeeLo Green or Trina, and we've just had some encounters with other celebrities and artists in Atlanta. And from there, just kind of skyrocketed. We realized that the industry on the music side was really missing this crucial piece when it came to getting the content and then having a team who knows how to distribute that content. So we're like, you know what, let's create this done for you style content for our independent artists, but then also artists who are signed or record labels who are needing that specific gap. Normally it's just like one person. Why not be like a one-stop shop, right? And then when it came to the SME side, the corporate or the funded startup side, it was the same idea. They were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars per year on building out an in-house team. And those people on that team may or may not already have the qualifications that they need. So then they're spending time training or they're spending time with a learning curve and helping people understand how to use specific tools and technology. So we were like, hey, behind the scenes agency can be this one-stop shop where we provide digital marketing and media solutions. And we can go in with this done for you approach and either build out your entire digital marketing team and train your sales team and train the CEO as well, how to step into that leadership role and position and document the SOPs and all of that. And then also on the behind the scenes record side of our agency, we have behind the scenes weddings, behind the scenes agency, behind the scenes records. On the record side, we can provide that done for you digital marketing solution for artists and record labels as well.
Okay, right. So I noticed that some people who have agencies such as yours are a little more um in front rather than behind the scenes. How important is branding yourself in the industry that you're in? And do you think that the focus should just be on the client who you're managing?
Yeah, we do it completely different. We flip it. We are actually the forefront of our agency, and so are our team. And the reason we do this is because we're literally living out exactly what we say we do, get seen and get paid. We don't believe in the old ancient agency model of here's the agency and who are the people that are working for you. You get to see me, you get to see AJ, you get to see the rest of our team. We share and tag them on social media, or when we introduce people at that level to those different services and packages, they know who's doing what. So from there, we're literally living out what we say we help other people do. Because when we go in, a lot of times the CEO is behind the scenes, or for example, publicists, right? They're behind the scenes. So when we partner with our publicists or we partner with another CEO or even another agency, we provide to them something that they mostly haven't had either time to do for themselves or just haven't had in general because they're so focused on taking care of their clients and making sure everything is there for their clients. But we believe brand marketing is how everyone can grow. If those individuals that are always behind the scenes can now become in front or be brought to the front of the scene, that helps them and their client roster because it brings more opportunity for them. So we believe in doing things completely backwards. We don't believe in actually being stuck behind the scenes. The idea is we take the behind the scenes work that's happening and bringing it to the forefront so people can see all of the amazing people that are behind the scenes making this happen. And that can bring them more opportunities, which brings their clientele more opportunities as well.
Okay. So these days there are new ways to create or promote content such as AI platforms or another social media platform such as now Threads. How do you stay consistent in what you do in the industry where things are ever changing and advancing?
I love that question. And if you guys haven't hopped on Threads yet, I highly recommend it. It's just an easy way to be an early adopter and grow and get visible. So, one of the things that I like to teach is building up to this omnipresence. And it gets overwhelming if you don't have a team or structure in place to build that omnipresence. The idea is getting consistent on 1 to 2 platforms and finding ways to offer value. There's so many different ways to do this. Value can be broken down into educational, inspirational. It can also be storytelling, connection. Humans want to connect with other humans. So when you put the human at the forefront of the brand, that's where the brand marketing gets a lot easier to bring people back to the company or the business. And once you're able to kind of build a fan base and build enough brand awareness on that particular platform, it's a lot easier to go on to the other platforms. So for me personally, and my personal brand, and then AJ's personal brand is also a little bit different from mine as well. I'm focused on educating, storytelling, and inspiring. And then we use our agency page more for like the testimonials, the social proof. Of course, you can see the social proof on our website. They can find our work. They can, Google certain things, and it's just already the business is doing what it needs to do. But on this side, it's really making sure that I myself, the person, how can I have more conversations? How can I foster better community? How can I be in specific rooms that maybe it's hard for my business alone to just get into? And then when it comes to, because I have multiple businesses, when it comes to the agency, what are the appropriate channels for the agency to build awareness? And when we have ourselves, and then we have, myself, and I have AJ, and then we have the rest of our team. We've got Aparna and Tyler, and just like, on the media and marketing side, when we train them and put them out on the field, they're able to bring that brand awareness and brand message back to behind the scenes agency. So now you have multiple people out there who get to use their personal brand to grow and build awareness for their skill and their talent. But then when it's tied back to the business, I just find that to be one of the best ways to market what you've got going on.
Okay. What are some other ways a brand can keep their audience engaged with them?
Yes, definitely utilizing some of those content structures I just mentioned. When it comes to engagement, your audience will tell you exactly what they're interested in. So what I love about being on Threads right now is that it's been really great feedback. I'm noticing that building an audience there has been the fastest I've ever been able to build an audience. I think we're almost at 1,000 in, less than 5 days there, and it's just growing every day. And that to me tells me my audience there loves the like unhinged, random thought flow process, the updates, the wins, they're not so much there right now. I do see this evolving for the how-to content or the 5 ways to educational type. It's a lot of storytelling there, but also just a lot of short, to the point, relatable content pieces. Where Instagram, and this is just for everyone, just by hearing me, I hope that people can say, I wonder what my audience wants to hear from me on Instagram or Threads or LinkedIn or TikTok or my email list, right? It's just the idea that knowing the digital marketing landscape has changed, especially on Instagram. It's pretty hard to grow there right now. And you may have noticed it yourself too. It's just people aren't engaging the same way they used to. So this is
Yes.
a wake-up call for all of us, just to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, let me cycle through these different content pieces to see what my audience actually wants from me. There's a lot of burnout right now. So unless you have like a tied in, dialed in audience who's like your ride or die, long form, long video, long captions might not perform as well for you as short to the point captions, right? And the
Right.
idea there is you take that strategy to hook people in, grow your new audience, and lead them through the other content pillars within your brand and see what gets the most engagement from there. There's a whole strategy for engagement, and it does not include spamming or follow for follow or
Hmm.
buying fake engagement. You have to really understand this or hire a strategist who understands this for you.
Right. So what do you think are the similarities and differences between branding and public relations?
There are so many similarities. There's also so many differences, right? So the
Hmm.
onboarding process, I think, is very similar. When I'm working with a new client, when it comes to rebranding or a brand refresh, there's certain questions that I have for them, and there's certain things that I want to know that they've already done, or I want to see what type of messaging we need to curate around their story, and where are we going to put that story. So where public relations might be putting that story with connections of news outlets or just larger media outlets, branding, we're doing the same thing, but we're connecting that story in the digital marketing landscape. And so both go hand in hand so well. That's why I love collaborating with other PR professionals because they already get it, where either
Hmm.
we can create the brand kit for the clients and give it to the PR professional. We can do the dirty work and the heavy lifting of just getting the interviews out of the way, understanding the colors, understanding the emotions, the vibe, the connections, the ideal client, what are they selling, and just package that all up and give it to the PR professional. Otherwise, there is a little bit of a crossover, but I never see competition. I see community over competition because if we're both asking these
Yes.
questions, we can create an amazing client experience to say, wow, from the PR standpoint, this is the business story, maybe. From the brand marketing standpoint, this is the personal brand story, right? And how can
Mhm.
we effortlessly infuse those together to ensure that the client gets seen and gets paid, right? The client gets seen and increases their impressions or their audience size. And then, of course, trickles down to getting paid, increases the amount of brand awareness and sales that they're able to generate.
Okay. Um, so for someone new in the world of branding, what three tips would you give them starting out?
The first is identifying your origin story and then your epiphany story. And the reason I say that's the first thing is because from there, you're able to craft a bio. From there, you're able to craft your company mission, the things that you value, and then you're able to take the most authentic part of you and create structure within your company or structure within your brand. So when it comes to creating your origin story, it's finding that thing where you're putting your audience or your ideal client or your target, there's so many different words for it, but your ideal client or customer, they're actually the hero in your story. And you're finding relatable pieces that you can speak on. So you can take them through, this is what I had to learn, or this is what I had to do to come out on the other side. And generally, if
Hmm.
you're doing this the right way, the other side is a product or service that you're selling. So the reason I say start there is because after that, you're able to pull out um, some of those reasons as to why people should invest in your product or service. But then you're also able to create community. Maybe people who don't want to invest fall in love with your story and they're like, oh, so relatable. I went through that. You got to listen to this girl's speech or you got to listen to this guy over on LinkedIn, right? And then that story can be broken down into different content pieces on Facebook Reels or Facebook video, YouTube Shorts, TikTok. There's so many, right? I know I'm forgetting a
Yes.
handful. Instagram Reels, right? Your story can be video or written. And so now you're ready for, let's say, a speech. Let's say you get a speaking engagement. Your publicist gets your speaking engagement, and you already have your story outlined. Now it's just kind of tweaking it based off the audience that you're presenting to. So I know story is just kind of one, but I broke it down in those different reasons why. The other two
Hmm.
are definitely finding your tribe of people, finding your community. And that becomes part of understanding your brand message enough to put that out there to attract the community. And the last part is making sure you understand how you're going to get paid. In a world where we all just want to, well, not all of us, but a lot of us are value based and we're like, oh, we'll do a trade here, or we'll do this for free or whatnot. We got to keep the lights on, especially in these changing times. For you to shine the brightest, you have to have something that's going to literally keep the lights on in your home and help you scale and advance and invest in yourself and do the things you want to do without feeling stuck. So when we learn how to effortlessly combine those three things, the story, the brand messaging, and that vehicle that's going to get you paid, you now have a beautiful focus, especially if you're just starting out, on the direction you need to take your digital marketing, and then the type of people you need to put in place to help you execute on the vision. And that's another thing we teach too, is just how to be a CEO, and it really starts there.
Yes, I agree. So when you were first starting out, what is something that you wish you knew?
Oh my gosh. I wish I understood how to stay focused on the things that matter. So even though I'm an advocate for branding and brand messaging and storytelling and all of those things, there's so many different things that will distract you from the actual sale. So something I realized when I was investing in coaches and mentors who were hitting six figures a month or hitting millions a year was that they had one thing dialed in. It wasn't necessarily always their branding. It wasn't necessarily always that they had more PR than I did. It was that they were focused on sales and sales alone. So if I knew that in the beginning, I probably would have saved myself a lot of weeks, months. Didn't really go into years. I learned how to become profitable very quickly. My first year in entrepreneurship, I believe I hit 12,000 only. And then my second year in entrepreneurship, I was able to like quadruple that. And then by the end of that year, I was able to generate my first six figures in sales. So it's all about understanding what really matters, what's going to move the needle forward in your business. And then you go back and you fine tune the story. You go back and you create a budget for press, right? You go back and you do all the things that you need to do so you can see the result that you're looking for.
Right. Okay. Well, that is all the questions that I have for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This was so
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, I loved it. I loved the answers. Um, okay, so the next thing I will get this article together. I need a picture of you